Okay. Intro music, title screen, dun 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 dun, and then gonna switch over to the main screen. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Who's talking? Who talks first? Do I talk first?
Sure.
Okay. Welcome to insert podcast name here. We are talking about icebreakers today. And for today's first icebreaking question, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves and say our favorite color. Hi, I'm Chris, and my favorite color is green.
We'll go to Nate,
Nate.
who's muted. Let's go to Justin, who's not muted.
This is the order forever. This is the order forever.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I'm Justin. My favorite color is purple.
Excellent.
That's a good one.
Hello, my name is Allan, and I have 3 favorite colors. For today, I'll give you the first one, which is royal purple.
Nate.
I didn't change anything.
I can hear you now.
But now you're talking. Now you're not.
So when I was a kid,
You cut out mid-sentence, dude.
Just straight up.
Just gone.
You just said when I was a kid.
I don't know if like your headset's like out of Bluetooth energy or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, the Bluetooth crystals are dead on the inside.
got the green.
There you
got the
go.
Green.
No, you're good.
I
You're
just
good.
Need to talk. I just need to talk louder. I don't know. So when I was a kid, I said blue. Then I've had this kind of crisis where I realized
Nate.
Nate, I have a question. Are you on voice activity instead of push to talk on Discord?
Do a thumbs up if you're on voice activity. Do a thumbs down if you're. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Change it to push
Maybe
to
turn that
talk.
sensitivity down.
Change it to push to talk, or turn the sensitivity way up. Because your mic's not activating. Still
Wasn't
not
Nate,
working.
like talking like pre-stream, like
Yes.
quite a bit?
And it was perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine.
What on earth? What happened? Did you change your output device? Did you have to reconnect your headset or something?
I changed nothing.
There you go. It's working. It's working.
I'm just gonna hold. I think I've got push to talk now. I'm just gonna hold it.
Okay.
Last thing you guys heard.
Cool.
He said, "When I was a kid."
Okay, so yeah, my favorite color, I think it was blue. I have a strong preference, and I've reflected on that since then, and I just
You cut off again, Nate.
it must be the headset.
Maybe.
Can you plug in a wire or something?
Yeah. Can you hardwire it?
Like the battery indicator is green.
Or maybe you're just getting like Bluetooth interference.
Probably Bluetooth interference. Like
Still nothing.
I'm just gonna go to the other.
Right? Better. Still now nothing.
How about now?
Horrible. Horrible. I can hear you, but it is full awful.
I think the headset just flaking up, so I'll have to get a wired headset or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess me.
Is somebody in your apartment doing both dishes and laundry at the same time?
No, I hear nothing actually. I hear absolutely nothing. It's there's even.
We hear
You're on a
everything.
laptop with like a really loud fan.
I hear no audible fans. I think it must just be a bad microphone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it seems like the universe doesn't want me to be able to explain what my favorite color is in detail, so I'm just going to say blue. That's what I'm going to say. Okay.
So blue was your favorite color as a child, but
There's no
as you
butt
age.
anymore. No, my butt got vetoed. That's the answer now.
All right. So in that case, since we got Nate finally, the topic for today is going to be Icebreakers, and I'm going to give you all a decision on whether we go with Icebreakers the ship first, because we're talking about both of them. We need to fill time, so we're going to talk about both, or Icebreakers the party game. It's described as a facilitation exercise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So which one are we starting with?
What about Icebreakers the mint?
You know, I didn't. It didn't come up when I googled icebreakers.
They have a lot of flavors,
it doesn't
man.
actually count, I think.
We talk a while about mints and flavors, and they have that cool pack where like you pop one over for yourself, then you can like pop one to share.
Dude, do you
God damn it.
remember the Listerine little sheets?
Yes.
You
yes.
like
The
melt in your
death
mouth.
sheets. The death sheets.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude, I love those things. I can crush a whole pack in like one sitting.
You know they're not candy, right? You know you're supposed to use them
Are they
for
not?
like. No. They're for like mouth stuff.
They're for mouth stuff.
They're for mouth stuff. Yeah, they're for
Yeah,
mouth stuff.
mouth stuff like tasting good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've tried putting a whole pack in, just in the spirit of excess, but like it just turns into this like gel, and then it's painful, right? I don't know.
You've tried putting a whole pack of Listerine strips in your mouth at once?
Who
Is that what
wouldn't?
you're saying?
That's the logical thing to do.
I kind of regret not trying a whole pack at once.
What's the logic there?
It's possible.
I wonder what happens if I do this.
I know the
It's
logic.
terrible.
It's YOLO.
No.
It just kind of turns like
Listen,
they all dissolve
you're
together.
in your 30s, my dude.
They all dissolve together into like this paste, and then
That's how
I
you
think-
know I'm in my 30s now. Because I say YOLO.
As you say yellow.
Well, Christopher, to answer your question, I have the perfect icebreaker topic question starter, which would be, how much does a polar bear weigh?
So anyway,
Well, no, it works.
Icebreakers-
It works because they do both. They it's an icebreaker conversation, and B, they literally break the ice. So we're refusing.
but this isn't the legitimate, the real icebreaker facilitation exercise, because that one is intended to help members of a group begin the process of forming themselves into a team.
Ooh,
That's the point of icebreakers
Excellent.
here.
excellent.
So
this is like
we're going to talk about the facilitation.
straight out of the Agile workbook. Gotta get us a team. We'll do some stand-up meetings.
So, according to Snack Nation, this is the number one of the 36 ridiculously fun icebreaker ideas, and it's solve a murder. Would you guys like to cause and solve a murder in order to become
Solve a
a better
murder?
team?
Excellent suggestion. Yes.
Solve a murder.
Yes, let's do it.
Have you guys ever solved any murders?
Well,
I played Clue before.
We must have solved it.
I guess you could just play Clue as an
least 3 or
icebreaker
4.
exercise,
But,
right?
that's way easier than fabricating a murder. Yeah.
We say anything about
I've
fabricating,
witnessed,
maybe.
I've witnessed a crime, but not a murder.
No. Well, did you solve the crime that you witnessed?
No, in fact, I didn't say anything about it for years.
Oh my god. All right, are we going to have to unpack that?
I was once unwillingly part of a coke deal.
Can we establish a rule that there's no trauma dumping on podcasts?
We can establish the no bummers rule.
That's like trauma dumping. Feel like is half the point of a podcast.
It's borderline. It's borderline trauma dumping, but it's not severe trauma. I don't think.
Only if you can make the trauma dump funny.
Yeah, there's got to be a punchline. If we're all just sitting here staring at you afterwards and wanted to get you like
Yeah, if somebody starts crying.
a blanket, a tea, and like a doll where they touched you, I think like I think maybe not share it live on podcast. We can talk about it in person.
Nate, scale of 1 to 10, how disgusting was this crime?
3,
Okay, you can talk about it.
like 2 maybe. Okay, I don't know. So it was family vacation to Seattle, and we got in the car in the hotel, and we were just like driving somewhere from the hotel, and like we got 1.5 blocks away, and I saw these 2 guys cross the street, kind of huddled together, And when I look closely, like one of the guys had like a revolver, and the other guy's like under his like ribs, like tucked like that. And I was like, holy shit, this is what happens in Seattle. And then I just didn't say anything.
Did you hear a gunshot later? Is that man still
No.
alive?
No, that's all. I just saw them walking across the street. I saw that the revolver fired for a split second, and then like never heard or saw anything about it after that.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
If I'm
Where's the
honest,
punchline?
I was expecting a lot
Yeah,
more.
make it funny, Nate. What the fuck?
No, that's all. Yeah, it's not funny. I don't know. The people.
Damn, monkey.
I had a pretty. So I'm from like the East Coast, right? Like Washington D.C., like Baltimore. Like I go to these all the time, but I've just never seen anything like that happen. It's like the one time I go to Seattle, it's like people are like pulling out guns and stuff. Like,
That's crazy because you live in Baltimore, right?
yeah, I mean, I saw crazy stuff in Baltimore, but I never actually saw any kind of like guns. I don't think.
I hear I legit hear a gunshot every 2 or 3 times I go to Baltimore.
Oh, you hear them? Yeah, you
Yeah.
hear them for sure.
Fuck. Why do you guys go to Baltimore? What in the fuck?
You just don't see them.
Sometimes you have to go to Baltimore. But like, okay, so here's like, let's say Baltimore is a square or this little rectangle. Like down here where the harbor is, like that's relatively safe, like highly policed, and the
Oh
like,
my god.
the court
This is
area
an ACAB. This is an ACAB podcast. You can't say that. You're not allowed to say that, Alan.
Okay, this general area is touristy, and
Okay.
people, shit happens there, but not as bad as like further in. But like the courts and stuff around there, and you go down there, walk out of the courtroom, and you might hear like a gunshot a couple blocks away.
There's like an L shape in Baltimore where you probably won't get like murdered, but if you go outside the L shape, I don't know. It's you have to look like you're not selling drugs if you go outside the L shape.
We've been living in Baltimore and you haven't been murdered yet.
Yeah,
It's got
I mean,
nothing to say
it's
for that.
kind of a combination of not looking like I was selling drugs and not going outside the L shape. Those two things is. It's like what Alan's describing. That's like the bottom corner of the L shape, but there's actually like a line going straight north from there. That's fine, all the way. Basically, it's both Hopkins. You've got like the Hopkins University campus, L shape above Inner Harbor. That's all safe, and the Hopkins Hospital is like an L shape east of the harbor. And that's safe too.
So, Nate, that man with the revolver, if he shot the other man and then dropped the body in front of you and threw the revolver at you, how do you think you would hide that body? This is our next icebreaker question. How would you hide a body if you had to?
How to hide the body? Well, I mean, you see these things people do on the TV shows, right? Like, well, it depends what kind of TV show you're watching. There's like the really fucked up type of TV show where they're like dismembering the body or something, and then it could just be like The Sopranos where they tie like a cinder block to somebody's ankle. And
Do you
push them
think
off
you
the
would have
boat.
the fortitude to dismember a body? I don't think anybody here has the fortitude to dismember a body.
Did you guys ever see the movie How High with Method Man and Redman?
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
I did, but I remember nothing about it.
There was a scene where they had to dismember a body, and they literally like they're all sitting around the table, and they're just like, "Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it?" And they're just like, "All right, I'll do it." They take bolt cutters and try and like slice a piece of the body off, and like you hear the one crunch, and everyone just cringes and runs away from the body. And I imagine that's how it's like for most people.
Yeah. Probably. I don't think any of you would be able to
I can see
dismember a
that
body.
shit. Like,
So,
dude,
Nate, that's not a real answer. How would you hide a body? How would Nate hide a body?
Yeah, I don't know. There's all these random like woods in between freeways and shit where nobody ever goes. Wouldn't that just be the easiest way? Like
Just dump it.
just some like wooded triangle of like overgrown like foliage.
all right, I've seen like every episode of Forensic Files. I'm 90% sure you would get caught.
Immediately.
Well, not immediately. It might take a couple years.
Well, you think that body's gonna be chilling there for a few years?
Yeah. Have you seen Forensic Files?
No, but I know that Maryland has a lot of foxes and wild dogs that'll probably eat that body right up.
Probably so.
See, if
There's a lot. Yeah, good.
So, what's your suggestion, Justin?
Fuck, man. I know what not to do. I don't really know that much of what to do. I think. So there's two components to being able to hide a body. One, you need to be able to put it somewhere where it won't be found by someone randomly stumbling on it. And two, you need to be able to explain where you were when you were hiding the body. Like, I think I would want to dump it in the ocean or a large body of water, but I don't
Floating?
know if I would have the resources to do so in a way that wouldn't be like something that would start a paper trail. I guess.
Yeah, you'd have to get
cash
a
for a
boat.
Yeah, I could pay cash for a boat, but then someone's going to recognize me. And
Well,
I don't know.
you and your
There's a
wife
whole
could
lot
take a
of-
boat out, and then you could just be like, "Oh, we were just going out for a party on the yacht."
Maybe, yeah, like maybe, yeah. If you stuff the body in the cooler, and then you dump it while you're out there,
that would
makes
involve
sense.
dismembering
That
the
makes
body
sense.
because there's no cooler big enough to put a full body.
I could put Justin in a big
No,
cooler.
dude, I
could fit him in a big
cooler
cooler.
before.
Okay, well, this brings up the
my bad.
question: whose body is it? Because it's actually
It's the
pretty
man
important.
that you watched die and kept a secret for your entire life. It's that man.
So
Okay.
let's say 5'9", 170 pounds.
I have no specific memory, so that's
Adult
as good as
male.
anything. Yeah.
Is the dimensions of the body, does that matter in your determination of where to hide it?
Well, I mean, yeah, because for example, we did manage to fit Justin inside that storage futon or that storage like ottoman thing.
Yeah, and that thing is about the size of a cooler. I think you can fit a body in a cooler, no problem. This podcast has just turned into how to murder, how to
Correct.
commit murder.
Correct.
What about you, Alan?
I think mine would be easy if I had. Well, if you have a lot of land, you don't really want to bury the body on your own land. But if you had a lot of land, I'd just buy a bunch of pigs, starve them for a while, and feed the body to the pigs.
You probably wouldn't even need to starve them for that long.
Yeah,
Pigs will eat
Yeah.
anything.
yeah.
Pigs are a pretty good strat. I actually think that's pretty positive, as long as you're cleaning up after them and making sure they completely consume it.
Right.
If there's like a little fragment, like a little bone, finger bone or something, you're probably gonna get fucked.
Just pass it to the pigs again. Give them another round.
So I think
Grind it up,
was,
put it back through the pigs.
Yeah.
I think it was according to the movie Snatch. You have to remove their hair and their teeth, and you have to like chop them up a bit. So I have to power through that if I could. I don't know.
Ooh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the hair and the teeth? Do they actually not eat the teeth?
It's again according to Snatch, it's bad for the pig's digestion.
Who cares? Like, are you buying these pigs to make friends with them? Long-term pig friends?
But I don't want like a pig to get its stomach hurt, and then I got to deal with killing the pig. Then this
The
undigested
murder is
person.
fine. Touching of the body is fine.
I
You
guess-
don't want the pig to have a stomach ache.
That's actually a fair point. If a pig dies and the tooth stays undigested, what do you do with the tooth? You can't. I don't.
No,
Maybe
yeah,
you can
so
just throw it in the garbage at that point.
if-
I don't know.
Do you think on Forensics Files have they ever opened up an animal to look inside its stomach for contents?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't actually think so.
I'm sure they've gone
I
through.
could be
poop.
wrong.
I'm sure they've gone through poop.
Okay.
Oh, they've definitely gone through poop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
If they've gone through
I
poop,
just-
they'll go through a stomach. That's all I gotta say.
Maybe. Yeah.
I've heard people doing that for sharks, just like pulling people's like arms out of like
I think
sharks.
we're missing the one big part where like you have to open something to get into the stomach. Like poop comes out of you. Stomach does not. Stomach
Yeah,
stays
poop,
in.
Poop is readily available. Like stomach contents,
Yeah.
a little more difficult.
Yeah. I got poop even when I don't need it.
Right.
It's just there.
I wonder if you need a search warrant to like look at a pig's stomach.
That's a good question. Like, okay, if
Probably. It's like property.
But you have to kill the pig though. So is that like a super duper search warrant?
yeah, like where do animal rights fall into that equation?
I think
like,
if the pig is considered livestock, you might be able to like. I can't imagine someone.
what if you just
like,
feed him your
okay,
pet gator? What about that?
Where you
Well,
think people will cut open a pig, but they won't cut open a gator?
I think
Maybe
well,
not. I don't know. Like you know, pigs are cattle, right?
Livestock. Yeah.
Yeah, livestock.
Chattel,
They're
you
livestock.
mean?
They're bred in
chattel.
like-
Chattel.
yeah,
Chattel
cattle.
property.
They're bred for food.
Right.
They are bred to die. If something's like a pet alligator, that's your pet. I don't know where the legal shit is
Well,
in that.
Well, some people
So-
have pigs as pets.
Wait, let's not skip over that. Chattel?
Chattel.
It's an actual law term. It's
Yes.
an item of property other than real estate. So
Yes.
so
It's
anything.
Just, it's just personal property. Personal property is
Just personal property.
is chattel. There's actually a tort called trespass to chattel, and that's like wherein you treat. I think the definition is wherein you treat someone else's property as your own temporarily.
Well, there's another new word here, though, right? What is tort?
A tort is like a series of crimes that you can get what's it called, damages for. It's like assault, battery, trespass. Those are all torts.
Oh,
So like the actual word for whatever the crime would be,
The
or the specifically ones that you can get like a.
the category of crime is tort, and then under tort, like those are crimes in which like if they're civil crimes that happen like person to person, and you can get what's it called, damages back from them.
so does that mean another word for criminal is tortifier?
It's tortfeasor.
Tortist.
Tortfeasor, I believe, is the term. And
Tortfeasor.
no, they're not criminals because torts are civil claims.
Oh, okay. So if you want somebody criminal but like dial it down a bit, you go with like
Right.
tortfeasor.
So like
Tortoise.
if you punch someone, like you can get sued under like battery civilly, and that's a tort. And then the DA could also charge you criminally as like criminal assault and battery.
Okay, hypothetically,
Yes, sir.
if I went and found my ex's car and just drilled the shit out of it with like a hammer drill, would that be a criminal charge, or would that be a tort crime?
I believe that might actually be trespass to chattel, which would be a tort, but depending on like the damages, it could also be criminal.
Interesting.
Are they in the car?
But don't quote me
Are
on that.
you in the car?
'Cause I was-
yeah.
I
Did it
was
get
never that
inside
good
your
at
car
torts.
and then start drilling all over it?
We'll see. And then if he got inside the car, whether or not he drove it, you could also then be charged for joyriding.
Really?
Yeah.
If I don't start the car,
I think so.
that's
it
joyriding, really?
It depends where. It's like the thing where like you get charged for DUI even though like you sit
Even
in the
if
back.
you don't have the keys.
Even if you sit in the back seat of your car because like you want to pass out in your car.
What? I didn't know that either. What the fuck?
As soon as you grab the steering wheel and say vroom vroom, that's the first spark of joy, and that's the crime.
That's yeah.
That's actually
what
the
it says
statute,
in the law
Nathan.
books.
Yeah, they say that. Vroom vroom is actually a legal term.
Can you explain?
Yeah. When you sit behind the wheel and you say vroom vroom, the car is technically on, whether or not it's actually on.
Okay. Do you have to enunciate the VR like vroom, or can it be like broom broom?
Intent matters.
Yes, I think
intent matters a
intent
lot.
matters.
We're waiting for a Supreme Court decision on that one.
That's right.
So I'm sure you all know about icebreakers, the ships, special purpose vehicle, like a ship or a boat used to navigate through ice-covered waters. But did you know that there are 3 considerations for a ship to be declared an icebreaker?
What are those considerations?
A strengthened hull, an ice-clearing shape, and the power to push through ice.
Excellent.
What qualifies as an ice clearing shape? Can you?
They have to have
Clear
like
at this point, but I think it's like a triangle.
right, like a triangle, like ram thing in the front.
Oh, it's got like a blade at the edge of it.
I don't
Or,
know if it's
like,
necessarily
sort
a
of-
blade. I just think
So-
it's pointed. So
I learned the science fact about how icebreakers work once. I suppose I should share it. So they don't cut through the ice. What they do is the shape of the front, it's designed to allow the boat to be wedged in such a way that it hoists itself on top of the ice. And then it's the weight of the ship pushing down. Because like imagine all the ice in a plane. If you push straight into it, there's just like nothing but ice like forever in front of you, right? It's just tons of ice. But if you're pushing down, there's usually just a thinner amount of ice, like kind of in that dimension. I don't know, dimension. Yeah.
So it's more like an ice chopper than an icebreaker, it sounds like.
It's like an ice heavy like crusher. Yeah, yeah, basically.
I also learned about these ships called double acting ships, is apparently ships that can go through ice and then turn while in like the water to have a side that is fast and a side that is ice breaking. So that was pretty cool.
That,
many
what is that called?
ships.
I gotta look that up.
It's called a double acting ship. Type of
Double
icebreaker used to
acting
run
ship.
ahead in open water and in thin ice, but turn around and proceed backwards in heavy ice conditions.
Interesting. So what would that be used for?
I guess it'd be used for places where it's like, you know, because right now all of our holes are defrosting and the ice is not as prevalent as it used to be. So probably in places where, like, you know, maybe you don't get a lot of snow or sleet or freezing temperatures part of the year, but then the other part of the year you do.
I think
Because
this
it
is
can go faster forward, but then it can turn around and bash things with the back.
That's very cool.
I think they use them in the Great Lakes. I don't know if they use those specific kinds, but like those big lakes, I think they need icebreakers.
That's about all I got in regards to icebreakers. There's actually not a lot on them. Do you want to know when the first icebreaker was used?
Sure.
In 1383.
Vikings?
It was in Bruges.
Bruges.
That's the name of a movie,
Location
right?
of Bruges,
In
Bruges
Bruges.
in the
Oh,
West Flanders. Yeah, in Bruges. It was used to help clear the town moat.
Yeah, I think there's this like fancy art movie called In Bruges. It's like this like director who just makes these like romances, and that was like his first like hit or something.
That's the one
Was
with
In Bruges
Colin Farrell, right?
Right? Isn't that like a mobster movie?
Yeah, that's who it is.
I don't know who acted. Probably, yeah. Maybe, yeah. I should watch it. I think it's good. I don't know the actor's name though. Like I want to say Soderbergh, but I have no idea.
It looks like it's about a hitman, or more than one hitman, multiple hitmen.
I
thought it was
vaguely
this like
remember it
romance.
It's a romance between the hitmen. Yeah,
It's a glorious.
very ahead of
romance.
its time.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I also, through my research of icebreakers, I also found a lot of questions, people asking, do we need icebreakers anymore because of global warming? Or are icebreakers contributing to global warming, which was my favorite one. And then the...
I thought you meant, do we need
National-
icebreakers anymore? As in, like, do we need the prompts of icebreakers
do we need...
in today's modern
do we need
social
the
setting?
mints? Let's discuss this. Do we need mints anymore? When was the last time you had a mint?
I have a couple a week. I keep a tin of Altoids in my car.
Yeah, I have some for personal use. As something to actually freshen my breath with, I don't think I've used one since COVID.
Yeah.
Both because I haven't left my house, and also I'm wearing a mask like a good citizen should.
Yeah, nobody's going to smell your breath through that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
right?
you're constantly smelling your breath with your fucking nose. Breathing
You
your
adapt
mouth.
to it.
Alan, how much do you hate yourself that you can't even stand the smell of your own breath?
Yeah, man.
Well, no, like
we should unpack that.
you just want your shit to smell good. Hey, man, don't shower for a couple weeks. Go running the entire time. Like, smell like ass, and then like just like I can stand myself fine.
Hey, I thought that would be the case. I went. I had my first like long distance camping trip recently. We went out to Big Bend, and with National Park here in
Big
Texas.
Ben?
And Big Ben.
The
Did-
clock.
Big Ben. Did with a D. Big Ben with a D. I didn't shower. I didn't shower for 5 days, and it was great. I didn't smell terrible. I think I couldn't smell it at least.
Yeah, you couldn't smell yourself. You might want to ask
Well,
someone else.
the whole hippie hypothesis about this is that your smell is a reflection of how stressed you are, regardless of how long it's been since you actually bathed. So, like, if you're really getting into the hippie lifestyle, you're not going to be stressed, and then you're not going to smell bad, even if you don't bathe.
I'm always stressed, and I always smell great, Nate.
Well, that would be some sort of I don't know, hippie paradox.
So
Hippies.
what have y'all been working? What have y'all been doing? Alan.
I have been doing lots. I have actually a thought popped up when you were talking about ships. I was recently at a blind store not a store to buy blind people, like a store to buy blinds and curtains and stuff.
Debatably more weird.
And the dude was like, I was talking to like the owner, and he was like showing me all the different blinds. I was like, oh, very interesting. He's like, yeah, but look at this, and like he kept like pulling things, and the blinds kept doing different shit. I was like, huh. Blinds have like some engineers are like working on like crazy innovative stuff for fucking blinds. Like blind tech has gone like through the roof in the past like 15 years, and just like I just wanted something to pull up and down to make the shade come back. No.
There's like top down ones that could go like top down and then also bottom up. And
he was showing me that. He was showing me that, and then he had me like pull a string, and like with one like string pull, the blind would come down. And then, but the sun would still come through like the sheer blind. But then another pull, and the thing would flip up within the blind, and then it would block all the light. Then you flip it again, and then it like reverses, and then it comes down from the top. Like it's all from like one pull. She just keeps pulling one thing. I was like, Jesus, dude,
That's pretty dope.
these blind engineers are going crazy.
Dude,
When they
the in-window
sorry.
blinds?
what kind of blind?
No, but that sounds terrible.
The in-window blind, there's like blinds inside the window pane. Like there's like a pane of glass, blinds, another pane of glass on the other side. Like those are sick. I actually love those windows. Like,
Can you like make them?
yeah.
turn?
There's like a little lever on the side of the window that you turn. Like you can, make them shoot up, or you can like turn them open. Like it's actually really nice because you don't have to like dust them ever. You don't have to worry about your cat fucking them up. Like
Yeah.
Things
they're
to
double
look
pane,
into.
so good insulation. Like I don't know. I think they're really fucking sick.
Do you think we'll ever get those like when there was the big renovation in Bethesda? They changed some of the conference rooms to have like glass walls, but then they had a switch inside that would make them opaque glass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the like tensioners or whatever.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, those are sick.
It's changes with
It's
like
like- is it
electrostatic
called privacy
like an
glass?
electrostatic charge, right?
I have no idea. I didn't ask the engineer how it worked.
I think that's like
No, yeah, I think
it's
that's
like
right.
it's like two panes of glass with this like paper thin like sheet in the middle, and I think the way it works is you push a button and it flips like a charge, and then the whole thing gets charged, and then it like flips the opacity.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I think I'd seen that before with like bathroom doors.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
in there,
yeah, yeah.
there's no charge or anything, so I think it was like some kind of tension that like
You like flip a
compressed it
switch or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
They put them in like Rolls Royce and S-Class Mercedes and the sunroofs in the back, like 10 or so years ago. I think you can buy. I think they're getting into like the other cars, so you can get like full sunroofs with like the opaque button now.
It's pretty dope.
Pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, I like.
Nate, what have you been doing?
Some combination of working and I know some people that are doing this like classic thing that people do where they like try to figure out what startup they want to make and quit their jobs. I think it's just like, I don't know, I think it's just like a hobby people have if they're in the industry of like doing something sort of computer related. And yeah, I don't know, lots of bad ideas, but it's kind of fun to brainstorm anyway.
What's
And-
a bad idea that you worked on
Oh gosh.
that you can share?
So, yeah, I mean, so things can be bad ideas for different reasons. Like there was this one that I was kind of excited about, but then I realized like the idea that I was explaining was actually just like the idea of like Optimus Prime unfolding, right? So basically what I wanted to do, I wanted to have like a portable array of solar panels. And like I was thinking, okay, if you have one operator that can just like hit a button and it'll all deploy, then it'll be much easier to get them, because it'll be much easier for people to agree to host them on their property because it won't be a permanent installation. And then I'm thinking about what goes into that, and it's just like you have a truck roll in and then like bang Optimus Prime, and then you have like solar panels. That's basically the idea. It's like, okay, maybe that was kind of difficult.
Yeah.
I think they can have
Like a
actual
deployable
military.
I think there's a value proposition there, but it's just that it's kind of that rest of the duck situation where you're like, bring the solar panels in the truck, like, and then like do the Optimus Prime thing, and then wow, like, hooray. It's a very, I don't know, stuff like that.
And this would be for like part-time solar paneling. Like I need electricity, but only for a few weeks.
Maybe
Can
like
you bring the Optimus Prime out to me?
A convention or something, maybe?
So I was actually thinking they could actually be like long-term arrays, but it would be like, if people have cold feet about installing them somewhere, they'd be like, oh, I don't know, like it's permanent, and then you just like roll the trucks and do the thing, and then they know they can pack them up, and then they're happy with that, and then you just leave them there for 30 years, and there was never a problem with that to begin with. But
I mean,
it's
it
just
kind of makes sense to me. Like in the summer or something, you run way more AC, right? Like that could be extra surge that could be useful, and then you roll it away in the fall, the summer, not the summer, the spring and the fall, and maybe the winter, depending on what your heat source is.
It sounds
That
like
kinda makes
something
sense.
Austin has been toying around with. I think they did set up a few things during South by Southwest, but they're like these glass or plexiglass or whatever, like security glass cubes that have some solar paneling on the top, and they're meant to be set up inside of like parking lots for temporary housing for homeless people.
Oh, interesting.
So they can like lock it from the inside. It's all glass so that you can still see what's happening inside, but there's like a bed, a place for them to plug in their phone or whatever else they have, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
really
cool.
upscale Hoovervilles. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's better than the low scale Hoovervilles that we have here. The shanty towns that are underneath every bridge.
I think some people in my company have been working on that. I've heard about that. A bunch of people are in Austin.
Oh yeah? It's a big tech spot right now. Feels like it, at least. Justin, what have you been playing or doing?
So I adopted a new cat. Her name is Marble.
Good.
She's 22 years old, and she shits like a monster. Like, oh my god, it is pure toxicity when she goes to the litter box. I don't understand it. I mean,
Why
she
did you
actually
decide
has
to-
like, what?
Why did you decide to adopt a 22-year-old cat?
It was Steph's idea. Like, I super love the cat now. But yeah, she was like, we should get this cat, and I'm like, all right, fine. The cat's gonna die at a shelter if we don't. So all right, cool.
That's true.
And the idea is also like, we already have 2 other cats and a dog. We don't want to have too many animals for forever. So, like, 22 years
Well, that's
old,
nice.
it's only gonna last so long. However, like, she is surprisingly healthy. Like, no real joint problems. Clean bill of health. I don't understand how, but yeah, pretty healthy cat for 20 years old. Other than liquid shits.
Yeah, liquid shits are pretty bad.
Oh my
I guess
God,
in a
it's
litter box, they all just kind of...
I mean, yeah, they could just kind of all go in the litter box, but if she steps in them, it goes everywhere.
That's great, dude.
Good for you.
Yeah, otherwise, been playing my Steam Deck a lot. I just got it like a few days, I think Friday. And it's fucking sick. Like,
Have you docked it yet? I'm curious about that.
Docked experience is not there yet. Like, I kind of expect it to be almost like a Switch where I can just plug it in and I can continue whatever I'm doing. But external controllers are not super solid yet. And scaling issues are kind of present. It doesn't automatically like switch between resolutions or even just the main UI. There's no scaling on that, so everything looks really bad in TV mode.
Because have you tried using it as a Steam Link?
Yeah,
docked?
I tried that. It's much worse as a Steam Link than the actual Steam Link, which sucks because I was kind of
That does
expecting
suck.
to be that. So, for example, Destiny doesn't work at all. The controls try to act. It tries to act as a Steam Link if I try to remote into my remote play through my PC. But the controls just don't map to anything. It doesn't switch over. It doesn't do anything that it's supposed to do. And I can't figure out why. Like I play Destiny all the time on my Steam Link, and it's a perfect experience. Like it's great. But if I do that through the deck, it's just like I have no idea what these controls are. Like you're just fucked.
Using mouse and keyboard as well, or controller during those?
I've just been trying to use the built-in controls. I've tried also on an Xbox controller and a PS4 controller, but they're all kind of the same issue where it's just like I have no idea what's going on here.
Have you tried the Steam controller?
I've tried the Steam controller and that actually works somehow. That is one exception, but then
you're using the Steam controller.
I say that, but actually, I actually like the Steam controller for Destiny. Like I'm probably like 80% as effective as I am on mouse and keyboard, but it's not a bad experience. It's better than trying to fiddle with controls. Although controls on a standard set of like joysticks is a little better in Destiny just because there's so much fucking auto aim.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What about you, Christopher? News, updates, work?
Working,
projects
but I
you can
can't
tell us
talk about
about?
any of it. No.
What was the last thing you worked on that you could talk about?
Mighty Doom is out. That's a thing. Ghostwire Tokyo just came out.
Excellent.
A lot of things from this year, but now since I moved over to Arcane Austin and I'm just doing Arcane stuff, it's just working on Redfall.
So,
Nothing I
is there
can
a
talk
release
about.
date on that yet?
Nothing I can talk about.
Nothing to talk about. All right.
Stay tuned.
Lots of hush.
But other than that, I've been trying to stream a bit more on Twitch, which has been fun. I've been having a good time with it. I'm trying to make it just like an enjoyable experience, which is hard to do for streaming, but we're getting there. Playing Elden Ring, Weird West, and I think I'm going to do the Master Vow of the Disciple raid on Friday, or at least I'm going to give it a shot. I have a group already for it. So I think I'm going to be streaming that too. But
Is that an Elden Ring?
No, it's a Destiny 2 raid.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Destiny 2, the new Witch Queen Destiny 2 raid, the master mode, which is like the high tier mode, just came out this week. So we're gonna start it on Friday. See how that goes. But yeah, that's it.
I've been playing Patrick's Parabox.
What is that game? What is it?
I watched him play. It looks pretty cool.
It's like a trippy box pushing game where it's like you start out by pushing boxes around, and then you start pushing like boxes inside of boxes, then you push boxes inside of yourself, and then you end up like going inside the boxes that you pushed around, but then you're also inside the box that you pushed, and then you push the boxes into yourself, and then you are yourself and push a box into yourself, and it just keeps on. It just progressively gets weirder like that, and there's just like something like
it's like
300 some puzzles.
It's like a 2D puzzle game where there's like little mini dimensions in each puzzle, and like you push through boxes through wormholes to try and like the goal is to get like a box in each of like the lit up boxes between like 1, 2, 3, and then like each time you go in wormholes you might scale differently. So
right.
You have to manipulate moving the boxes around in a specific way so that when you and the boxes scale in the next dimension, you can actually push it as you need it.
Yeah, that's a key.
Super elemental.
That's a key idea. Is like when you go into a box, there'll be a new grid on that new box, and you'll scale down to that grid. So it's like the size of stuff changes, and you can get these like loops basically.
Have you heard of Superliminal? It's like an indie game that just came out, I think recently, but it's like about playing with perspective and using that to solve puzzles.
Yeah, I love games like that. I'll give it a try.
Yeah, definitely suggest checking it out. I hear good things about it. Cool. All right, I think that's all we got for this week. Allan?
Not much to add. Playing random stuff. Elden Ring's annoying. That's about it.
Elden Ring is annoying. What level are you?
60 something. I've barely beaten any bosses. My entire experience with Elden Ring has been figuring out ways to just like farm up runes and like cover the map, just constantly dying, just getting annoyed, and just going somewhere else.
Dying teaches you a lot.
Debatable. I don't know. Like It's a pretty fun open world game, but it requires a lot of specific type of grinding, and it's not the kind of grinding I find generally enjoyable. Which I guess is a testament to how good the game is, because I don't find the main grind of it enjoyable, but I find a lot of other parts of the world enjoyable. So I'm just like running around and exploring. Because I like certain grinds, and I like I don't know, certain difficulties, like the last God of War on Give Me God of War difficulty was really fucking hard, and had to do like the same sort of like boss pattern memorization, all that sort of stuff. Which I found fun, but I find it very frustrating in this game.
Tedious and Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent 45 minutes fighting the putrid Erd Tree Spirit, something like that. You just spend 45 minutes fighting like a single guy just to kill him, and then when you kill him, it's like, cool. All right, thank you. Thanks for half of a level, I guess. I'll leave.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cool thing is that there's so much shit to do in the world, like tons of little secrets and all that sort of stuff. So it really does pull you into exploring and checking shit out. But we'll see.
The draw distance in that game is crazy. You can see stuff so far away, and you're like, oh, I want to go there, check that out.
Then you go there. I'm just glad they gave you the horse like fucking super early in the game.
Dude, the horse is surprisingly cool. Like, I am shocked that From Software, who had never done mounted combat before, got anything close to fun. Like, mounted combat. Good. Yeah, like it's really good. Like, mounted combat is normally horrific. Like, I don't know how they did it. Like, I don't know.
They simplified it. It's just 2 attacks, right? You have a heavy attack and you have a light attack. I guess you can shoot. I recently found out you can shoot crossbows from horseback.
I have absolutely no idea.
And cast spells. All right.
My sense is like the other like Dark Souls style games is kind of like prerequisite, right? Because you have to know.
Absolutely not. You can just jump into this game.
You can jump in. Like, none of the lore connects. Even in the mainline games, the lore only like loosely connects.
Yeah.
The mainline games are all like you're like a different generation of person, right? And there's like the hero of the past and like the old.
Yeah,
Dark Souls.
I mean, I think they're more
Zelda?
or less like in the same world, maybe universe. But you're like a different dude in a different era and doing a different thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think you'll be fine jumping in this one. I think this one, Elden Ring, is praised a lot for its accessibility, as far as like getting in and actually being able to do something and play versus other Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
So,
like in Dark Souls games, they're normally very linear. And when you're up against the wall, like your only choice is just get good. In Elden Ring, there's a lot more possibilities. Like, you can just come back and say, like, hey, I'm not ready for this. Let me go do something else for a while. I'll come back to this when I'm ready.
Like The Witness.
Yes, exactly, like The Witness.
What? Oh.
Yeah, Elden Ring is just like The Witness. I think that's where we should end it.
Okay.
There you go.
I still like Sekiro better. I fucking love Sekiro. I love that game.
Does that mean you started Elden Ring as the samurai class?
I absolutely did, and I tried to just make the same character, but I ended up just going with Guts instead.
Excellent. I actually started the samurai, but then just ended up doing a strength build.
Is that like re-rolling or just change your like point allocation or something?
You can re-roll at a certain point.
Okay.
Which re-rolling, I guess it's not re-rolling, it's just you get all of your experience back and you can reallocate.
Okay.
Yeah, starting classes don't really matter a whole lot in Souls games in general. Like you can
pick one that just gives you like a little bit of an edge in the beginning, right?
Yeah, different starting gear, slightly different stat allocations, but like very minorly different. Like 99% of players won't feel it at all.
I'm trying to figure out what Allan's background is.
My background is the Discord or something.
Is this a metaverse?
Mm-hmm. This is Discord metaverse.
It's
Okay.
Discord the movie.
That was my attempt at a butterfly meme. I think that's my favorite meme.
Okay. Directly behind you, is that your chair, or is that just a pile of laundry on the floor?
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, directly behind me, that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my house robe that I put over the white sheets of my bed because that was popping up through the video or through like the background. I thought I could fix it, but I couldn't.
Gotcha.
Made it worse.
I might have made it worse. But then now I'm off center from my screen, so I can't have that. So I'd rather have the pile. I'll get a green screen at some point.
You don't need a green screen.
Well, we'll see if
NVIDIA broadcast.
Do you need RTX graphics card for that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let's see.
Can do replacement. Why is that backwards?
So is that like a separate UI, or is it?
I think
does it
Discord's
plug into
weird.
Discord somehow? It's like, does that show up as the video device in your Discord, or like?
Background.
Ooh,
It-
interesting question, Nate.
Yes, it is. I think it is the video device in my Discord.
Makes sense.
I gotta update
and-
my GeForce experience. Let's see. I'll figure this out.
What chair is everybody using?
I've been using this shittiest chair for so long. Like, getting a nice chair was like the last big buy that I had to do for this new place, and I just never did it. Like, it's like me.
Jesus Christ, Nate.
Yeah. I don't know. No excuse.
You're at least at a standing desk, right?
Never use it. No. It's a standing desk, but it hasn't stood in a while.
I'm using generic office desk, 5,000, whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha.
I
Super
got
loud.
a Blabticers.
I guess my excuse is it's that thing where like you're supposed to stand up every however often, and like I don't have much of a choice, right?
What about you, Justin?
I'm using a Staples Hyken. So
Is it
um,
Hyken? Is it
yeah,
Hyken?
Hyken. It's like $200, but it's pretty good for $200. It's a full mesh chair. Like it's got, it can recline. I don't know. It's pretty comfy for the price. It's pretty good lumbar support. I'd recommend it.
It's just tough because it's like you can spend whatever you want on a chair, right? It's like people make a chair for like literally any amount of money, so it's like how do you even get oriented?
Yeah, that's true.
No options.
I don't know. I tried a bunch of like $100-ish chairs, and they were all just garbage.
Yeah.
Like they would just wear out,
yeah.
or like I'd feel the bolts in my ass. Like,
There's like the minimum amount of money it costs to build a chair, just in like some metal and some bolts and some cushions, and that's probably around $100. So you're not getting much there. And then like the next $100 probably adds like just way better materials for everything, and then anything after that is just like, exponentially better XYZ. So
Yeah. Once you get the cup holders, the
and
cup
once
warmers,
once you get all that stuff, so
Yeah.
probably like
cigarette
probably
lighters.
$200 range is probably when things start becoming pretty decent.
Yeah, my chair came in a pack of like dining chairs, and I think like
hey, Jesus Christ, dude! It doesn't even have like a padded back. It's not even wood. It's just like metal.
it's
Just metal
It's just,
railing.
just metal. Yeah. That's padded though.
That's padding.
It's basically like a slightly fancier version of a chair that you'd find like stacked in a gym somewhere.
I guess, man.
I was doing like a metal and wood theme. Like it actually sort of matches that table. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, no, you can't.
Now we can only see the beautiful Baltimore skyline behind you.
No, it's not Baltimore anymore. It's Arlington.
Bummer.
I think my chair was probably around $200 too. I miss my bungee cord chair. My bungee cord chair was super fucking comfortable.
I actually liked your bungee cord chair.
That was pretty cool.
I didn't really like the feel of the bungee cords themselves, but the amount of support they gave was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but like after, God, I must have had that thing for like 10 years. After like 10 years, like the fucking bungees were worn out to shit. Like the armrests, the armrests were worn out. Like everything was worn
Blew
out.
the crotch out of that boy.
Yeah. I fucking love that shit. I was gonna buy another. I just couldn't find another one. Like I found a few randomly for like $800. I was like, if I'm gonna spend $800, I'm gonna get a different fucking chair.
That might be a good topic. Is like, what is a thing that you like wore out the most? Like, what tool or object was worn out the most? Like, I don't know. And that should have a positive connotation though, because normally that happens if you actually like the thing. Right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What thing do you love that you don't have anymore? I thought it said no bookmarks name.
That's actually a pretty good idea, Nate. Why don't you bookmark it?
Yeah, dog.
Who's going to do next week's topic?
I think we just found it.
All right.
But somebody has to bring, or I don't know. Like maybe it's not around anymore, but someone has to have one such thing in mind.
We can't do show and tell with actual show and tell because audio, right?
Yeah.
This is only a video medium.
No, we could do both. Like we could do both. Like I think doing like floating heads is good, and then you can just like remove the audio and post audio only version as well. But yeah,
How do we end? How do we end, Allan?
Gentlemen, it's been glorious going through the Arctic ices with you and crushing the ice slowly but surely. Not by penetrating the ice with our forward triangle mounted ship, but by apparently going over the ice and slamming it down. Have we completed this mission successfully? And to that end, we shall leave you all, our glorious listeners, our amazing followers, which is probably just the four of us right now.
Should I say like praise Danya or something? Is that our protocol?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Tune in next week where we go back to talking about murdering people while we talk about our favorite things that we love that we no longer have. Take it easy, everyone.
Cherish your bungee cord chairs because you don't know when they're going to wear out.
Lord knows. Take it easy, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Good night.